same, similar. I think that's from the country of China.
Yeah, it's a traditional Chinese theme. Yeah.
And these are the fields of praise.
Yeah, it's like little bridges and sorts of
And
things.
this is China.
No, that's a bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah. That's right. I'll choose houses. Something that I noticed about you or experience about you is that you, I find you very bright. Your eyes are very bright often. It's like a brightness about you that stands out for me. And I respond to it. When I see your brightness, I feel myself kind of
Choosing colors.
So I'm interested in what I call your brightness.
I don't feel it, but it's okay.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So if you don't feel it, then what do you experience?
Now,
No, in terms of this brightness, I'm calling brightness, I don't know what you call it.
what I call it, livelihood.
Yeah, liveliness. Okay, good. So do you do experiential liveliness or
Right now, no.
right now? No. Okay.
But usually I do.
Usually.
Right now,
you do.
no.
So what do you experience right now?
Anger.
Oh, okay. Angry at me?
No, not at you.
Okay, just checking.
No, not at you.
It's okay if you are, I just want to... You're angry at something, someone, what's the object of your anger?
Someone in particular, no.
Okay.
Some incidents.
Uh-huh.
I got my car off yesterday. Some behaviors that I don't like.
Can you give me an example?
I call it rudeness, but it's not actually the right name, but this is what I know.
So give me an example of what you call rudeness.
Not putting people into consideration. Not asking for permissions.
Well, on those counts, at some point, you could probably be angry at me. Because I'm not always very considerate. I like to think about others, but I'm not always successful at being considerate. And sometimes, yeah, I'm not that aware of boundaries. I can step over boundaries. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a free person, but my freedom isn't always completely attenuated to someone else's boundaries. So indeed, yes, sometimes you could get angry at me about those things. You're not, but I'm just letting you know. I can recognise, okay, yeah. So I understand a little bit more what you mean about rudeness. So, okay, some particular circumstance where someone's being rude to you in this way, that chewing away at the moment?
Right now, I'm having this conflict in my head,
Uh-huh.
whether to say it or not.
Okay. Toss a coin. Is it to do with someone here? Okay. Right. So,
I just decide.
right. Okay. Well, if it's someone here, then we could have contact, if you're willing to. I always encourage that, direct, authentic contact, and I can support that if you'd like that. Now you're in the hot seat.
Actually, no. It's just, again, I'm in this conflict. Being considered and consider others or not.
You mean you're being considerate?
Yes.
Right. Well, I can appreciate that's, yeah, a consideration, and at the same time, I think it's good to give another person a choice. They can always say no. Find another example.
Let's find another example.
Okay. Give me another example. Someone being rude to you in these terms.
Found in my car.
I understand you're pissed off about that. It happens to me too, yeah. Stressing. Okay, so that's of someone you know, so this is a stranger being rude and unaware of boundaries.
And again, I'm in conflict with that because he did the wrong thing. He was very polite. He apologized, and then he walked away.
He walked away as in...
As in, he apologized, and he said, something wrong has been done? Yes. Okay. How can we fix this? I don't know. Okay, fine.
You didn't get into details. I don't understand. It's not the way you do it here. You get...
It's not something that big. It's just, I don't even know the term now. Scratch? Something like scratches. So, in Egypt, this is not something
Oh, I
to
see.
fix.
Culturally, it's
Yes.
not significant enough to go across the line.
And repair.
A repair, okay. It's just a few scratches. Sorry about that. So you're left with scratches and an apology, but...
But the damage has been done.
The damage has been done, yeah. Well, that's pretty irritating.
Frustrating, actually.
Yeah, sure.
So, this is a conflict. The damage has been done. He apologized. He was very polite. Nothing has been fixed.
But what the conflict is between your liking him to take more responsibility and a cultural norm that says that it's not necessary for him to. Yeah?
What I believe is,
Yeah.
if you have done some damage to someone or harmed someone,
Yeah.
you need to fix it.
Okay, so yeah, that's the conflict is between your belief and a cultural norm.
Yes.
Right. So well, from what I understand, you kind of gave way before the cultural norm rather than speak up. Like,
Oh, what about you?
well, because if you had followed through on your value, then I imagine you would have said to him, well, thanks for the apology, but I'd like you to pay for this. Yeah, but you didn't do that.
Yes.
And what stopped you is,
No, I asked him what to do because I really don't know. I don't know where to go or how to fix it.
you put the responsibility in his hands.
Yes, and he said,
And he evaded the responsibility. Right. Okay. Well, I use that phrase, you put the responsibility in his hands. I mean, I believe you didn't know what to do. Still transactionally, you place the responsibility in his hands. And he didn't take up that responsibility.
yes. and I really don't know what to do. I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the information. I didn't, if someone evades the responsibility, and I do have the knowledge, and then we can do 1, 2, 3.
Right,
If I have the knowledge, I really don't have it.
right, okay. Well, then that's a difficult situation. You didn't know what to do, and he didn't want to do anything, and gave the responsibility to him because you don't know what to do, and you walked away. So, value of hindsight, I mean, if you were to do something different, now thinking about it, and today, is there something you do differently?
Today,
If that happened again,
I still don't have the knowledge, so I don't know what to do. If it is something mechanical, I would have gone to the mechanical instead. We did that, so please fix it.
you don't know how to fix body damage.
I don't know the knowledge, but I know where to go.
Right. So you know where to go to fix it.
To the mechanic.
Right. I mean, if I put myself in that situation, I can imagine I would say, well, I don't know what it's going to cost. I don't know who to go to, but I want you to pay for it. And so, firstly, I want to know you intend to pay for it. Secondly, I want your details so I can follow up with that.
Internally, I know it's not about the knowledge.
Right, so what's it about?
Again, consideration. Okay.
So you didn't consider it of him?
No,
No, okay.
I wanted him to be considerate.
No, but he's not. So when you're faced with someone who's not considerate of you,
I get mad.
well, you got mad, but you didn't follow through your anger. You just sort of collapsed, retreated. Right?
Froze maybe, but not froze out of fear, froze out of ignorance.
Well, you keep saying that. I mean, I kind of want to dispute that. I mean, yeah, you didn't know exactly how to proceed. Nevertheless, you keep attributing to ignorance. There's something else going on there, the freezing or the unwillingness, or there's some other ingredient which I want to grab a hold of and understand that.
Okay, ask me a different question.
Yeah, okay. So someone who's inconsiderate, you trust them, you want them to be considerate, they're not considerate. And then something happens to you. That's what I'm saying.
Usually what I do, I go and face them.
You don't face them.
I go and face
But you go and face them. But this case was different.
I faced them, and I didn't know how to proceed.
I don't know how to proceed right now either. I'm a bit sort of like stuck. Yeah.
Well, I can give you an image.
Okay.
Have you ever gone camping?
Sure.
Do you know how to fire?
Create a fire.
Wood.
Yeah.
Do you know before it's a fire?
Yes.
Okay, it's just keep
Kindling.
flaming
Yes.
and smoke.
That's right.
Okay, this is exactly what I'm feeling inside.
Yes.
And I feel this smoke in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smoke, but it hasn't got into a fire
Into the
yet.
fire.
Right.
And this is the moment I'm fearing. getting into fire, because usually I'm like a volcano.
Oh, I see. So it's a little bit more complicated than not knowing what to do. There's the fear of exploding or, into flames. Okay, so let's go down that route. So tell me about exploding into flames. Give me an example of a time that you exploded into flames.
2 years ago,
Mhm.
I exploded and it was extremely bad. I kept on screaming,
Uh-huh.
shouting. I have sharp eyes,
Uh-huh.
angry looks.
Uh-huh.
You know when Hulk is angry?
Oh, right,
That would be
yeah.
me.
I can get a sense of that. Yeah, I can get a sense of that. I think I could be a bit scared of you in your Hulk incarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sharp eyes. I feel scared already thinking about it. It's when your bright eyes become sharp.
Because I take in a lot, I just keep it inside. I don't digest. Yes. And then it's not a campfire, it's a volcano.
Volcano, yeah. Well, I definitely, when you talk about a volcano, you talk about becoming a volcano, I'm a bit scared of you. I'm scared of your volcano. The sharpness. I'm scared of getting burnt by your volcano. Especially because my tendency to always be considerate. Very clear image, the smoke, volcano. And it also makes me a little curious, like, were you ever on the end of someone else's volcano?
Do you mean that
There was somebody else in your life who was a volcano. You've experienced someone else being a volcano with sharp. Okay. So, if you've got smoke, I better pay attention to it. And I want you to let me know.
Okay.
Very important for me. But would you let me know about the smoke, or would you just sort of let it build up? And the first thing I know is that there's a volcano coming up.
I will let you know.
Okay. Feel a little kind of relieved to hear that.
That's what I'm talking about, consideration, because if I let you know and give you notes all the time and you don't pay attention to it, then you bear with it, okay? You deserve it.
Right, okay. Well, that could be argued, yes. Sure.
I'm very much like it.
Right, okay.
This tells me that if something wrong is going on,
Uh-huh.
and you need to pay attention to it.
Okay.
That's why I stood up.
Right.
I told you I need to work.
Yes, okay. Okay, so there's some fumes happening. forming this image of smoke, fumes. I like playing with fire. I don't know if that's a boy thing. It's not funny.
In Egypt, we never say it.
Yeah.
It's not a good one.
Oh, it's the same.
We never play with fire here in the bed.
Oh, okay. So being in relationship with you is playing with fire. So if you don't let me know, or I don't pay careful enough attention to your smoke, I'm going to get a consequence.
And I don't like me when I'm with you.
When you're what?
When I'm in this with you.
Yeah. So, you don't like you. So pick an object to represent your volcano self.
Nothing in here that comes with the picture. Everything is peaceful.
About the red bag. It's a big, there we go, there's a big red thing. That's red and black, that looks good. Yeah, can you grab that? Yeah. Throw up the volcano. Here's what I want to do, because I heard you say I don't like that. So I want you to talk to her, and that's the first sentence. I don't like you. Yeah, so keep going. Let's see, get some into some blame. I don't like you, I don't like to reach this place.
It's not that I don't like it. I know that it's there to protect me.
You personalize it. I don't like it. It's not that I don't like you, you protect me, yeah.
I know that you protect me,
Mm-hmm.
and you protect my values
Mm-hmm.
and my boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I hate being pushed to be you.
Yeah, because I don't like you. You might be protective, but I don't like becoming you. Okay. So, come over here. Let's see.
People are crossing the boundaries. Your value system is not being protected enough. We are too nice for that. Which is not working all the time. I don't want to show up. Sometimes I have to. That's the way it is.
Okay, I'm going to go over here. What do you want to say back to?
I understand. And I accept her just.
You accept you, and accept her, and is that it? When you say it, you don't sound very friendly.
See some reason in the words. That's why when you say, I don't like it, I don't like you, no? I like to have someone protect me, just I don't like the way it happens.
I don't like the way that you protect me. Okay, so that's okay, so be specific. So you don't like the way that she protects you, so how do you want her to protect you?
Here comes the word again, ignorance. I don't know other way.
So you don't like the way that she protects you, but you don't know how else it is that you want to be protected. Huh. Definitely something going on here. You'd like her to figure it out. You'd like her to come up with a different way of being, without you having to tell her. Okay, so come back to me. So if we make that into personal, it's not me to come up with a different way of being with you without telling me. Like you want to be taken care of in the way that you want to be taken care of. Just like with the guy, you wanted him to take care of you in the way you wanted to be taken care of, but you didn't know exactly what that was. He's got to figure it out. You just know when you're not happy with it, you're like, no, that's not the way. You can't tell him what the way is. You know you don't like what she does, but you can't tell her a different way. So then that puts the onus on her to figure it out. You figure out how to protect me differently. I'm just not happy with the way that you do it. Is that right?
There is a difference between this one and the one.
Yeah. There's a difference.
I believe that it's known when it comes to materials. I mean, if I break or I don't know,
Yeah.
I will go to the shop
Yes.
and I will fix it for you
Yes.
because it's my fault.
Yes.
So I go to the person who knows how to.
Mm-hmm. But you're making her the person who should know how to fix things, how to do things differently. I want you to protect me, but I don't want you to protect me this way. I don't like this way of protecting me. So again, it's between you and I. You want me to do things differently, but you don't know, you're not going to tell me exactly how to do that. You're just going to tell me what doesn't work for you. You don't like.
Because I don't know how to tell you. I don't know the information.
Yeah. It's kind of funny right now because it's a little strange for me right now because I'm talking to you, you sort of, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of like, I sort of wonder, is there some smoke here? Like, there's some sort of silence or something that you don't say. I don't know what that is. It's even right at the beginning when and when they confront you who's ever here. There's some sort of silence that you have. Or something's going on inside you. I'm not sure what it is. And I often have that experience with you. There's a whole lot going on in there, and I don't know exactly what it is. But it's a little scary to me. There's an edge to me. Aside from knowing about the volcano, there's an edge that's a bit scary, which is that I don't know what all that smoke is going on. And the scary is there's something you want from me, but you're not necessarily going to articulate what it is. I need to work it out, and if I don't work it out, you're not going to like it.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Because if I know it for you that you crossed the line, I can admit it. But if I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the not knowing what to do, that's a little scary. Because on the
It's
other...
scary for me.
Okay.
Between the both of us, that the, not exactly what is going to be in the session, but the frame.
Of course, you always have to ask somebody, can I touch you, can I hug you?
Of course, yeah.
It's any job, really. You don't just go ahead, of course not.
Yeah, can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, my experience, that's why I'm saying. I had one patient in my hospital. She was raving about her father, and she was crying all the time. So I asked her to hug him,
Yeah.
and I did it. After that, I didn't saw her again. She was very uncomfortable. She said yes, okay, but she was like, why the therapist hug me? You know?
So that's the cultural expectation.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I'm telling them. Experience, from my experience, that sometimes happens in the therapy, the digital therapy.
Can I ask you a question? How many sessions you have with her before having?
Maybe 3 or 4 sessions.
Okay.
Do you have a deep good relation? Yeah. Yeah, it's culturally. Yeah.
Yeah, in Jordan, before you graduate, there's actually a whole folder of ethics that the psychologist should follow.
Sure, yeah.
And it's forbidden to touch a client rather than tap on the shoulder. So yeah, sometimes the culture is
Yeah.
actually...
Well, that's cultural, because I don't know anywhere else in the Western world that explicitly forbids touch. They say portion
What about
whatever, nobody
raping?
else forbids it, so that's a very specific cultural.
It's specific not because we're conservative, like Jordan is not a very conservative country. I think it has to do with the fact that they don't want the client to get attached.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's culturally specific, because I don't know of any other organisations in the Western world that have that as a written edict in the
We
end.
need it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, if she said yes, and then she was uncomfortable, what was there? Have you asked her?
Well, then that's a secondary avenue of exploration, yeah, to say, well, it seems like what happened was, you know, I came forward, you said yes, and you're uncomfortable, so let's explore that, and that can be a secondary topic.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
What about if you have a client with trauma of raping?
With
You
what
touch her.
trauma?
Raping.
Rape.
She was raped.
Right.
Do you touch it?
Probably not, no. I doubt it.
Of course, they don't want to be touched.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
It takes a long time.
It's appropriate to the circumstance,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
I'm noticing that some concepts of existentialism
Mhm.
and logotherapy are also, it's a part of existential.
Yes.
So are repeating also in the Gestalt. So the responsibility, the willing to choice, the
Yes,
freedom.
Mhm.
So is it like the Gestalt is a little bit based on existential?
Gestalt is an existential psychotherapy.
Okay.
Existential.
And Buddhism.
What is the more freedom of this philosophy?
The more freedom,
Of this philosophy,
yeah.
it talks about how to be more free to do whatever you want.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It says that Sartre says we're condemned to freedom.
Yeah.
So it's not just do whatever you want, it's like condemned to freedom means we're free whether we like it or not. So that's a different kind of orientation.
It means choice.
But he's saying we're condemned to choice. See,
Yeah.
that's the twist. It's not like just, oh, we're free. It's like we're so free that we're responsible for everything. So it's a funny kind of a freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I mean, often within the psychotherapeutic process, if there's some form of anger, then supporting the person by creating an avenue for the expression or relief of that anger can be helpful. In this case, though, it wasn't helpful. Everybody can try, that's fine, just try things and experiment and let them go if they don't work. It's important to step into it. It's important also to be willing to step out of it if it's not flowing. And, that wasn't the avenue. So then what was, she's clearly not someone to be facilitated. Do you understand that?
I have a question about the session.
Sure.
While she was holding her hand,
Yeah.
why did you not put
She was very clear. She
Yeah.
didn't want
She
to go
said
down
no,
that road.
she said no.
she does not want to, what is this, could I ask, what are you holding on?
You could, like there's a lot of places she just didn't want to go. That was one of them. I tried to step into that and it's like, there's no go. So, when I say she's a client who doesn't like to be facilitated, there's clients in that situation. They don't like facilitation. They don't like direction, they don't like facilitation. It's too manipulative because facilitation, and we're going to do this, I think, either today or tomorrow. Facilitation by a therapist is manipulation. We're manipulating the clients. All the best reasons with all our skills, but it's manipulative because we're doing something to the client. So some clients are very sensitive to that. They won't say it in so many words, that they're not interested in experiment, they don't want to jump through hoops, they don't want to be facilitated. So what remains is the relational. That's what remains. And some clients it becomes very clear, okay, that's the route that is available. So that's the route I need to proceed down. So on a relationship level, when I come back to myself, my experience, what's happening in a sense between us is the kind of vehicle for the therapy work.
What about if you are going to continue session like that? She doesn't express her anger, and even she told you, I am acting, I still have these fumes inside.
Yes, that's right.
So what are you going
that's what I
to
did.
work in?
That's what I did do.
I know, that's what you did.
But what I
it
did,
is what you didn't, but we end the session. What about after?
okay, but I just want you to notice what I did do there, which is I went into the beginning of the smoke
Yeah,
and I listened to that.
yeah.
So that's the kind of part of the key, is listening right in.
What is ideas inside, or what sensation, or what?
Well, firstly there's a little bit of sensation, but mostly there's the crackle of oil going on the barbecue.
Yeah, I know. That means more furious.
No, that's her. See, that phenomenologically, we're not interpreting that, we're not making good or bad.
Okay.
It's like, there it is. So that's a different version of the volcano. It's a version of the volcano before it's explosive.
Okay.
It's a version of her, like closer to the source point. So there's aliveness, there's sparkle, there's fire, could be smoke, could be burning, but it's before we get to that point. So that's the vulnerable point in a way. It doesn't seem vulnerable, but that is the vulnerability. That's the place where there's access to her. She's allowing me to access the world. So that's what I'm interested in. Where are the places that I can access her world, that she'll let me in, she agrees for me to come in. And when she does allow me that access, then how can I be with that?
Yeah.
Then that becomes back to me. How am I with that little place there, very important place. And so for me, there's a new understanding of her. I find myself appreciating her in a different kind of a way, seeing her potential explosiveness with a different angle, and also understanding what is in there before it becomes dangerous.
Yeah,
So that's the avenue for me to go down.
yeah.
Is like more of that. So it's also it's also like paying attention to what is available. That's where she's available. So that's where she'll continue to be available, in these very relational, subtle ways.
Yeah, before it becomes a fume.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Can we say it was the peak of her orgasm?
No, this is her allowing me to touch her. I couldn't touch her before, so she's allowing touch. That's a good start. You know, I touch her like this. I allow myself to be touched. She allows me to touch her in this very sensitive place. That's the beginning of the relationship in a way.
That's the beginning to understand what is inside.
Yeah,
What is really she-
in a more intimate way.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just a description or from the outside.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think what she felt, if it was me,
Yeah.
I would feel in that specific moment that somebody can see me and can feel me. Because what everybody's seeing, somebody was angry and that's it. But nobody knows where the pain starts. If it was me on the chair, I would like that.
Yes.
Seen and felt.
Yes, that's right.
Excuse me, a question here.
Sure.
So, do you think that the Gestalt is really effective with children? Children usually are people who can't articulate their
Yes.
emotions.
Yeah,
They
we
don't know.
talked about that the other day.
Yesterday we had some.
Give them to help them articulate, that's right.